Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Robert Young starring in an episode of Father Knows Best, as it was originally broadcast on June 5th, 1962. Betty wants to be an actress.
Now listen to Father Knows Best, transcribed, starring Robert Young as Father. Welcome to Springfield, and another half-hour visit with the folks in the White Frame House on Maple Street. Sit back and enjoy life with the Andersons, Kathy, Bud, Betty, Margaret, and Jim, as the head of this typical American household once again sets out to prove that Father knows best.
All the world's a stage, claimed the Bard of Avon, and all the men and women merely players. However, at this moment in the White Frame House on Maple Street, there is one person who feels that she is probably the worst player who ever stepped on any stage. This attitude on the part of Betty Anderson is a direct result of her performance in a college play last night, a performance which she feels hit an all-time theatrical low. Her absence from the breakfast table is the chief subject of conversation among the other members of the Anderson family. Like this.
Well, if Betty doesn't get down to breakfast pretty soon, she'll be late for school.
I can't get her to come down.
She says she's never going to school ever again. Says she can't face anybody.
Oh, for goodness sake. Her performance wasn't that bad.
I didn't think it was bad at all. In fact, I thought she was rather good.
What was she doing when she kept fumbling around with that back curtain?
She was trying to find her way off the stage and couldn't.
Looked like she was hunting for moths. Or beating a rug.
Well, I think it was mean of the audience to laugh. I hope this acting thing doesn't leave a mark on Betty.
Oh, she'll get over it. This might take a little longer than usual. Might take until this afternoon.
I don't know. She seems to be taking it pretty hard.
Well, that's natural. A little thing like getting tangled up in a curtain can seem like a real tragedy to a girl of her age. I remember once when I was in a high school play.
Is that the time you fell off the stage and then hid in the barn for 2 days?
Oh, did I tell you that before?
Oh, yeah, lots of times. Tell it again, Daddy.
Well, there's not much point now.
Might as well take Betty's plate off the table, Mom.
What'd she say?
She said she's never going to eat ever again.
Oh, dear.
But utterly never.
Jim, she can't just stay up there. She's got to go to school. You better go up and have a talk with her.
In her present state of mind, it wouldn't do any good. Just give her time. She'll get over it very quickly.
You said you hid in the barn for 2 whole days.
Did you tell that again, Dad?
No, I didn't.
You started to.
All right, let's drop it.
Well, I certainly wish there was some way to bring her out of this. I hate to see her moping around the house.
Well, she's certainly not going to listen to anything we say. Maybe if some outsider... Wait a minute. Maybe there's an idea.
Where?
You've met Ed Gifford, haven't you, Margaret?
Gifford?
Yeah, he dabbles around in real estate a little. But he was in show business for a long time. He used to be sort of a matinee idol, I think. Edmund King Gifford.
Well, what about him?
I'll call him and have him call Betty and tell her he thought her performance was wonderful. That might help bring her out of it.
Do you think so?
Well, it's worth a try. A little professional-sounding praise can do wonders for an actor. Or actress.
Well, if it'll do some good...
I'll call Ed right now. Catch him at home.
I don't know whether this is the thing to do or not.
Well, it won't hurt to try. It's for a worthy cause.
Are there any more hotcakes, Mom?
I'll fix you some more.
Hello, Ed. This is Jim Anderson. Oh, pretty good. Say, Ed, I wonder if you'd do me a little favor. Well, last night, Betty was in a play over at the college, and... Oh, you saw it. Yes, that was her. And because of that, she's practically contemplating suicide. So I thought if you'd call her up and compliment her on her performance, it might cheer her up a little. That's right. Well, fine, Ed. I appreciate this, old man. Yeah, goodbye. He'll do it.
Now, if we can only get her to come down and answer the phone.
Oh, she'll talk. The telephone is one thing that girl can't resist.
Maybe we could all sort of help along by saying nice things about her performance.
Yes. And, Bud, those smart cracks you were making on the way home last night weren't doing much good.
I didn't say anything. Hardly.
Oh, no, not much.
I just told her she might win an Academy Award.
Yes, but you didn't need to say she was going to run Lassie, a close race for her.
I didn't say anything bad last night, did I, Mommy?
No, Angel. Just be real nice to her.
I think that call from Ed will do the trick.
Hey, listen. I think I hear Betty coming downstairs.
All right, now, remember, children, be complimentary.
And whatever you do, don't let her know that I called Ed Gifford. Do you understand, Kathy?
Yes, Daddy. I never give anything away.
Oh, no.
Shh. Here she comes.
Hello.
Oh, good morning, Betty.
Morning, Princess.
Sit right down. I've got some more hotcakes on the griddle.
I'm not hungry. Gee, Betty, you were wonderful last night. Oh, that was the best, most greatest acting I've ever seen. Oh, it was good. All right, don't rub it in, Shrimp. It won't work, Mommy.
Kathy, just keep quiet.
I thought you were real keen, sis.
Oh, go chase yourself. Why does everybody have to make fun of me?
Nobody's making fun of you, dear. We all really think you did just fine.
I'll bet. I just made a big fool out of myself is all.
Oh, now, Betty, nobody noticed that little mistake at all. In fact, several people sitting near us commented on how talented they thought you were.
I'll bet. Did they really?
Oh, yes.
I thought you were real keen, sis.
Oh, who asked for your opinion, Smarty?
Holy cow.
Betty, get the phone, Betty. It's for you. It might be.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
Well, I'll answer it.
Betty, couldn't you eat just a little something? Here's orange juice.
I'm not hungry.
Hello? Betty? Well, just a minute.
I don't want to talk to Ralph.
It's not Ralph. It's some man.
Oh? Who is he?
Whoever he is, he has a nice complimentary voice.
Oh. Hello? Yes? Yes, that's right. Oh, really? Oh, but I was awful. Do you really mean that?
It's working.
Oh, no, I haven't had any real professional experience. I guess it just comes naturally.
Oh, sure.
Well, no, I've never thought of going there. They say it's awfully hard to break in at first.
He doesn't need to lay it on so heavy.
Oh, really? Why, I'd love to. Well, thank you very, very much. Goodbye.
Do you feel better now, Betty?
Oh, Father, I can hardly believe it. Do you know who that was?
Well, let's see now. Winston Churchill?
It was a talent scout.
Talent scout?
From New York. You know what he said, Mother? He said he saw the show last night and he thinks I have worlds of talent. But utterly worlds.
Well, that's what I kept trying to tell you. You were as good as any of the other girls.
As good as? He said I was utterly outstanding.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
He said I need experience, of course, but I definitely have it.
Have what?
You wouldn't understand.
How soon are you leaving for Broadway?
Well, not right away, but he wants to talk to me about it. Gee, I better go up and get dressed.
Yes, you'd better, or you'll be late for school.
Oh, I won't have time for school now. Mother, where's that little black choker of mine? The one that...
I know, the one that makes you look like Ava Gardner.
Oh, no. He said I reminded him of June Allison. What can I wear that'll make me look, real wholesome?
How about a nice flour sack?
that cute new gingham dress.
Aren't you going to eat any breakfast?
Who needs food?
Oh, sis,
Yes?
I thought you were real keen.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Huh?
Boy, oh boy, that sure worked on her, didn't it?
Yeah, that Ed, if he isn't a typical ham actor. You give him one small role to play, and what does he do? Builds it up into a big production. Broadway talent scout yet.
Did you tell him to say that?
No, that part was his own idea. But at least it did the trick. It cheered her up. I wonder if I ought to call him and find out exactly what he said to her.
Mother!
Might be a good idea.
Mother!
Yes, Betty?
If Janie Liggett calls, tell her I'll have to cancel our plans because I may be going to New York.
Oh, sure, I'll tell her.
Oh, but if Ralph calls, better let me talk to him. I've got to break this news to him gently.
Yes, all right.
She's certainly riding high now.
Oh, I hope I can remember what to say to whom now. Hello? Betty? Oh, who is this, Ralph? Oh, well, just a minute. I think Mr. Anderson wants to talk to you. It's Ed Gifford. This is a good chance to talk to him before he talks to Betty again.
Oh, good. Hello, Ed. Say, I want to congratulate you on a fine performance, but I'm afraid you overdid it just a little. I mean about the talent scout business and all. What? Are you sure?
What's the matter?
Ed says he didn't call Betty. He's just now getting around to it.
Didn't call her? Well, who did?
I don't know. It couldn't have been a talent scout. Could it?
Don't ask me.
Hello, Ed. Listen, forget about talking to Betty. I'll explain later. We've got a problem on our hands.
The Andersons will be back in a moment.
June 5th, 1952, Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to Medishare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And Medishare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. Medishare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of Father Knows Best starring Robert Young, June 5th, 1952.
Remember Betty Anderson, pleasant, attractive little college freshman? She was the one who couldn't find her way off the stage in the college play last night, who was utterly crushed, humiliated. You should see her today. It seems a talent scout from New York phoned with high praise for her performance. Well, that did it. Betty's off on a glittering cloud, while down below in the white frame house on Maple Street, the ordinary people are struggling through the end of the afternoon. Like this.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Bud.
Where's Tallulah?
If you're talking about Betty, I don't know. Is that your father coming up the walk?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Margaret, I'm home.
We're in the kitchen, dear.
Hello, honey.
Oh, I'm glad you're home.
Hi, Daddy.
Hiya, Dad.
Hi, kitten. Bud. Well, bring me up to date, Margaret. Where's Betty?
Goodness only knows. She raced out of here this morning, babbled something about having pictures taken. I wish you had talked to her, Jim.
I tried, honey, before I left.
She's in another world. You can't even get an intelligent conversation out of her. I'm worried, Jim.
You should have seen her around here this morning, Daddy. Talk about icky. She calls everybody darling.
Oh.
Well, it isn't funny, Jim. She's taking this seriously.
You should have been here. She was patting me on the head and calling me sweetie.
Honestly, Jim, she thinks she's going to New York. Whoever this talent scout is...
Now, wait, honey. I've been thinking about this today. There's only one thing to do. Let her have her dream. The whole thing is in her mind. You know as well as I do that no talent scout is going to put Betty on Broadway. It'll all blow over.
She had on Mommy's wedding dress and a book on her head.
She couldn't even balance the book.
You've never seen a stage-struck girl, Jim. She's absolutely convinced that she's been discovered.
Oh, honey, these things pass so quickly.
You just think so.
I'll bet anything she's talked to some of her friends today, and she'll come home with the whole thing forgotten.
Hello, Mother.
Mother?
You see, Daddy, you see?
Oh, Princess, come on out. We're in the kitchen.
She won't come into the kitchen. There are no mirrors out here.
Jim, we've got to straighten her out once and for all.
Now, don't get excited, Margaret. Betty.
Hello, Father, dear. Mother. Oh, I'm so dreadfully tired. This has been a simply hectic day.
Princess, I think we ought to sit down and have a little talk.
Oh, but I can't now. I have so many things to do. Mother, may I have my dinner in my room this evening?
Dinner in your room?
What's the matter? You sick or something?
Kathy, you keep out of this.
Don't scold her, Father. She's only a child.
Betty, I want you to stop this nonsense. You'll have your dinner at the table with the rest of us. What in the world has come over you? What have you been doing all day?
I've been sitting.
Sitting. That she can do.
Where have you been sitting?
Oh, Father, please don't be so utterly rural. In the theater, one sits for photographs. I've been having my picture taken.
What for?
For Mr. Lambert, my agent.
Agent?
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 What's an agent?
Oh, you're all so amusingly unfamiliar with the theater. Every actress has an agent.
Princess, I realize I'm just a small-town boy, but who is Mr. Lambert?
The talent scout. He's also going to be my agent. He'll handle all the contracts, deal with the press, arrange interviews.
Oh, I see. Well, Princess, don't you think we'd better...
Forgive me, Father. I must go to my room.
Betty, what are you going to do?
I'm going to rest my eyes.
Now, wait a minute. What's the plan, Betty, with this Mr. Lambert, or whatever his name is? What's he going to do?
Oh, I'm going to New York, naturally.
Oh, naturally.
Mommy, she can't go to New York. She has to stay here and help me with the dishes.
Betty, who is this Mr. Lambert?
Mother, he's a talent scout for all the Broadway shows, but all of them. He says I have a rare gift, that soon my name will be traced in lights across the firmament of Broadway.
But, Princess...
Oh, I know there'll be tears and heartaches. I'll be lonely sometimes, but that's the theater.
Betty.
Forgive me now. I must go to my room. I'm simply exhausted.
Telephone.
I'll get it. It's probably Ralph. I'll answer it. Leave it alone, stupid. I have it.
Yes?
She, jumps in and out of the theater real fast.
Oh, hello, Ralph. So nice to hear from you. Really?
Mommy, why don't you just lock her in her room?
I'm hungry. Let's eat.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Ralph. I won't be able to go to the malt shop anymore. I'm going on the stage. The theater.
I'm hungry.
I'm afraid it's all over between us, Ralph. It's the price of a career.
Jim, we can't let her go on like this.
I know we can't, but it is fascinating.
Oh, let's not say goodbye, Ralph. Let's just say auf Wiedersehen.
What's that, cheese?
That's German. Means I'll be seeing you.
I'll be leaving for New York soon, and I'll think of you, Ralph. Your spare tire? Oh, it's in our garage.
How'd that get in there?
I must go up and pack now. No tears, no regrets. We must both carry on bravely, heads high, courage in our hearts.
If I listen to much more of this, I won't be able to eat.
Goodbye, Ralph. Goodbye. Cheerio.
Mommy, is she really going to New York?
Don't be a knucklehead. She couldn't find a way to Omaha.
All right, Bud. You and Kathy can start setting the table for dinner.
What about Betty?
Oh, I must go to my room. I'm emotionally exhausted.
She's what?
Run along, Angel.
Princess, don't you think possibly you're pushing this career of yours a little?
We don't know a thing about this fellow Lambert, Betty. You can't go rushing off to New York.
Oh, don't worry, Mother. I know I'm going to be a great success. I feel it.
I know, Princess, but you don't become a star overnight. It's a long, hard road.
Mr. Lambert has faith in me, Father, and he knows. If he says I can be a star, who am I to question it?
Who indeed? June 5th, 1952, Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll hear the conclusion of this and another episode of Lum-n-Abner coming up, but first, these important messages.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Father Knows Best, June 5th, 1952.
I'm being swept upward and onward to a destiny that lies beyond the far horizon. Oh, I must go to my room now.
Holy cow, she's been going to her room for the last hour. Isn't she there yet?
Never mind.
She must be off her rocker.
Leave her alone, Bud.
She's cuckoo, that's what.
Well, Jim, are we going to talk to her now or wait till she gets off the bus in New York?
What can we say to her, Margaret? She's living in the most beautiful dream of her life. Let her dream.
But, dear, she doesn't think it's a dream. She believes all this.
Oh, she's just pretending.
She's not, Jim. She's convinced that she's an actress. You don't know what it is to be stage-struck.
I can't believe it, Margaret. Not Betty. She knows down in her heart that this is all make-believe.
Father!
Yes, Princess?
I probably won't be opening in a play in New York until fall. Do you think you and Mother could come back for my opening night?
Well, I don't know.
Or I'll get you the very best seat.
Thank you, Princess.
Just pretending, is she?
Oh, that's probably Mr. Lambert, Father. He said he'd call tonight.
Oh?
Tell him I'm at the hairdresser. I'll call him back.
At the hairdresser?
Oh, dear.
Hello?
Is this the Anderson residence?
Yes, it is.
This is Harold Lambert speaking. Is this Mr. Anderson?
Yes?
Well, fine. Mr. Anderson, you have a very talented daughter.
Yes, I want to talk to you about Betty, Mr. Lambert.
It is our purpose to seek promising young actors and actresses throughout the country, to bring them to New York, where we're able to give them the training they need to step into the theater prepared for a career in the dramatic world.
Oh.
I know you're a man who is proud of his daughter, Mr. Anderson. I know you're the kind of a man who wants her to have the best dramatic training. I represent the most successful dramatic school in New York.
Dramatic school?
The cost of our course is very nominal, and if you wish, it can be paid in convenient monthly payments. Now, I'd like to talk to you further about this.
Mr. Lambert.
Yes?
We are not interested in your dramatic school, and thank you very much.
Jim, it's a dramatic school?
Yeah.
What kind?
Oh, a phony. I'll bet on it.
Poor Betty.
How are we going to tell her?
Was that my agent, Father?
Yes, Princess.
Do you want me to do it, dear?
No, I'll tell her. I don't know how, but I've got to do it.
What's wrong?
I want to talk to you, Princess.
Well, of course.
Let's go in your room.
What happened, Father?
Is it all right if I sit here on the bed?
Oh, sure. I've just been sorting out the things I'll need. Of course, I'll buy all new clothes when I open in my first play.
Betty, I think you know that there's a great deal more to being an actress than just going to New York or getting a part.
Oh, I know that, Father. I don't expect to be a star overnight. It might take 2 or 3 months.
Well, it's more than just time. A person has to live. To be a great actress, Princess, you have to have known disappointments, heartaches, real ones. You have to know what it means to cry for the loss of something very dear to you.
What do you mean, Father?
Princess, you know I've never lied to you in your life.
I know.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that's going to hurt. And I want you to show me that you are a great actress by taking it. Your Mr. Lambert isn't a talent scout.
Oh.
He only wanted to sell you a course in a dramatic school. Not a good one either.
Are you sure?
Yes, dear, I'm sure.
He didn't think I was... He just said those things to...
I know what a disappointment this is. Listen to me, Betty. Sometimes you have to be a fine actress to get along in ordinary life, even right here at home. In fact, this is the best place to show how capable you are. This is the time when you can show us and prove to yourself how well you can act. Just think of this as your first play, your opening night, and it's a difficult role. When you go downstairs to face the family, that will be your big test. The curtain will be going up. Can you hold your chin up? Can you smile?
I'll try.
You're the girl who has just lost the one thing she wanted most in life. But she must hide her broken heart. Carry on bravely. Smiling.
I'm smiling, Father. Ring up the curtain.
Well, the last light has gone out in the windows of the white frame house on Maple Street. The drama of the day has closed, and all the Andersons have settled down for sleep, thoughts of the day, dreams of tomorrow, or, as in the case of Jim and Margaret, a little of all three. Like this.
Jim. Jim. Jim, what did you say to Betty?
Oh, a number of things. Why?
I've never seen her so poised, so beautiful as she was this evening. As if nothing had happened.
Well, the girl's an actress, Margaret, and a good one.
I wonder where she gets it.
Well, if you must know. I'm really not a bad actor myself.
Oh, go to sleep.
Join us again next week. We'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson. In our cast were Ted Donaldson as Bud, Gene Vanderpyle, Rhoda Williams, Norma Jean Nilsson, Bill Foreman, and Don Stanley speaking. Father Knows Best, directed by Andrew C. Love, was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Paul West and Roswell Rogers.
June 5th, 1952. Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
It's a big, bold story set in the heartland of America, along the edge of Lonely Mountain. I am open for business. And so Big William Gorgon, played by handsome Michael James, fiercely set down his Midwest roots.
Oh, darling, we're going to sell bathrobes and raise chickens.
Set his adoring wife, Wilhelmina, portrayed by beautiful Glenda Olsen.
Oh, I love our store, Will.
But they hadn't counted on Big Ralph's bathrobes and cattle store coming to town.
Oh, Will, what will we do, Will?
Will had a plan, a way of facing off against tough Big Ralph. We're going to change the face of America. We're going to advertise.
Adver what?
With print, broadcasting, and bus benches, we're going to tell people who we are and where we are.
What's a bus?
And so the story of how one man brought advertising to the heartland.
Oh, will it work?
It will. Well, my name ain't Will, Wilhelmina. We got to advertise or we'll die. And so the greatest marketing story of all time is here. Advertise or die, dopey.
Put your message on this national advertising platform. Email classicradiotheater@gmail.com. classicradiotheater@gmail.com. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we're going to roll the clock back to June 5th, 1945, and an episode of Lum-n-Abner as Abner's having legal problems.
That's our ring. Time for Lum-n-Abner, brought to you by the makers of Alka-Seltzer. The upshot of Lum's handling of Abner's legal affairs was that Ira Hodgkin threatened to sue Abner for the death of his prize bull rather than settle for $100. Yesterday, Ira made good his threat and filed suit for $500. Well, now we'll soon see what happens next. And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store. Lum is talking on the telephone. Listen.
Well, when do you expect Ari will be back? I see. No, just tell him that the Justice of the Peace called and for him to call me back. Yes, Mom, just quick as he gets there. The Justice of the Peace, Lum Eddard.
I'll see you that time.
Yes, Mom. All right, goodbye. Granny. There's a ignorance for you.
What'd you do, Lum?
Ari's woman don't even know who the Justice of the Peace is.
Oh, where did she say Ari went to? Reckon he's going to Philadelphia to get himself a lawyer?
No, he won't be able to get no lawyer. It takes money, and Ari ain't got no money. You know that.
Yeah, but you said that he told you the other day he was going to hire himself a Philadelphia lawyer if he had to.
Oh, well, that was just a lot of big talk. Just trying to bluff me's all.
Well, I hope he don't get one.
Well, he won't, so just stop worrying about that.
I still think I ought to have myself a lawyer, though, Lum.
Well, what do you need with a lawyer, with me running the trial?
Well, I don't know. As long as I'm guilty, I just feel like I ought to have all the help I can get on this trial.
Well, in the first place, I told you that I'm going to prove that you ain't guilty.
Oh.
And in the second place, when you got me for your legal advisor, you got all the help a man can ask for.
I have, huh?
Oh, undoubtedly.
Huh?
Of course you have.
Oh, well, Lum, just be honest now. Don't you think it'd actually be better to try to settle this whole thing out of court?
Abner, I ain't going over that one more time now. We've gone through with this trial if it's the last thing you do.
It's just what I'm afeard of, too.
Besides, it's too late to back out now. I've done set the date for the trial. That's what I was calling Ari about.
Yeah, but you never got him, so there's still a chance to stop it, ain't there?
No, I've done wrote the date down on my court calendar for this year. And then the minute I do that, it's official.
Oh. Well, I'd be glad to erase it for you.
I wrote it in ink, though. Indelible ink.
Yeah, well, sometimes if you take a wet piece of cloth and rub it over the writing before it gets dry...
No, I can't let you do that, Abner. I'd have to arrest you for tampering with official records. And I don't want to have to arrest you.
Yeah. Fix I'm in, I don't believe it'd make much difference.
Well, now, wait a minute. Try to be more optimistical about this.
Get sent to the penitentiary for one charge or two, I don't care.
I can practically guarantee that you ain't going to have to pay a nickel for this $500 Ari's law suing you for.
Well, I don't know how you can get me out of it, Mom.
Oh, well, it's simple. Here, I'll tell you what we're going to do now. How we're going to work it.
That's what I want to hear.
In the first place... Uh-oh, wait a minute. There comes Squire Skimp.
Squire? Hi, Doggies, Lum. Why don't we get Squire to help us? He knows all about legal junk and such as that.
No. Now, we don't need him.
He sort of practices law.
I know, but you've got as good a man as you can get right now.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Beautiful day. How are you, Lum?
Oh, just tolerably, Squire.
Howdy, Abner. Hello, Squire.
What can we do for you, Squire?
Well, need a can of tobacco, Lum. Have you got my brand?
No, sir. They promised us some, Squire, but it ain't came in yet.
Well, just give me some of that, let's see, sack of that Kentucky mixture, I believe. I'll try that, Lum.
All right.
Did you hear about my trial, Squire? Your trial? Yeah, I, Hodgkins, has lawsuing me for $500. Oh, yes, I believe I did hear something about that, Abner. Some business about your robot killing our prize bull, I believe, wasn't it?
Here you are, Squire.
Oh, yes, thank you,
That'll
Lum.
be 10 cents.
Well, just put on the book, Lum. I believe I've left my pocketbook at home. What was the trial now, Abner? Was it about our prize bull, something like that? Yeah, see, I was willing to settle for $100, but Lum decided that he was going to be my legal advisor to me, so now I suing me for $500.
Abner, that weren't the way it was at all, hardly.
Well, that's the way it is now. You got any ideas how we can get out of this, Squire?
Abner, I've got all that set now. Practical all set, anyway.
Well, it sounds like a highly interesting case. How do you propose to handle it, Lum?
Well, I've been studying it over and thumbing through the law books. First, I'm going to prove that at the time of the accident, Abner never had no connection with the robot.
I see.
That makes him nothing but a disinterested party.
I am too interested. I want to get out of this. Oh, but that ain't going to be easy neither, as long as I know I'm guilty. You feel that you're guilty, do you, Abner? Why, natural. I don't know how else I could feel about it.
Well, now, Abner, you've got to get that idea right out of your head before ever you go into that courtroom, or I won't be able to do a thing for you.
Well, I don't know but what Abner's right, Lum. After all, he was the one that put the robot into operation, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
And it was because he permitted the robot to get out of control that the accident occurred.
Well, I reckon you could say that.
So, offhand, I'd say that your defense is pretty thin there, Lum.
Well, yeah, I'll have to admit it, Squire.
Yes, that's not the right angle, I don't believe.
Of course, I got some other ideas I'm going to use, too.
You have?
I'm going to prove that Irish Bull never had no business to be out there in the first place. He committed negligence by not keeping his fences repaired and letting the bull run loose that way.
Well, you might have a point there, yes, Lum.
And I might even work it around to where the bull attacked Robert, and Robert hit him in self-defense.
Hi, Doggy, that sounds good, Lum. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I just thought of that on the spur of the moment there.
Well, I think you're going to have an awful hard time proving that, Lum. You'll never get a jury to believe that a machine could strike back in self-defense. That's absurd.
Well, there ain't going to be no jury, though.
What's that?
I'm just holding this trial in my Justice of the Peace Court.
Oh, I see. Well, I didn't understand that. Who's going to defend Abner, then?
Well, nobody. He's going to defend himself. Of course, I'm doing it.
I see. Very interesting. Has the date of the trial been set yet?
Yeah, I said it just this morning.
Oh.
Fact is, I called Ari not 10 minutes ago to tell him when it's going to be, but he wasn't home.
But when is it going to be?
Tomorrow.
I see.
Yeah. We want to have it quick as possible so as we can get Robert's kneecap back from our end, packed up the robot before Dr. Gill gets here.
Yeah, see, I found that kneecap off of Robert right there near where he found his bull, so he's keeping that to use as evidence during the trial. Won't give it up at all.
I sort of wish he never had that, too.
Maybe we could sneak that thing away from him some way, Lum.
Well, I guess it don't make much difference. I might just turn it to our advantage and prove that the bull kicked it off from Robert.
Lum, I hope you're remembering that it is your duty as justice of the peace to render a fair and impartial verdict in all cases.
Oh, well, don't worry, Squire. I'm going to do that all right.
Yes,
I want to see justice done. Yes, sir. That's why I insisted on Abner going through with the trial instead of settling out of court for $100. Abner's got his rights, and Granny's, I'm going to see that nobody unfringes on him.
Yes. Well, don't forget now, Ira has his rights too, Lum.
Well, he's having them. He's going to have a free trial. And it was his idea to have it. He's the one that's doing the lawsuing.
Well, yes, that's true, Lum, but...
He's going to have a fair trial, all right. But Granny's, when a man deliberate lets his bull run loose so that he can damage a poor defenseless machine that can't even holler for help, well, then he's got to reckon with the law.
Hey, Doggy, that's sounding good there, Lum. Yeah, keep that up. You get me to where I almost think I ain't guilty. For your sake, I wished I weren't.
Well, you ain't.
Well, I know deep down in my heart, Lum, that I am. Go on there. Keep trying to convince me a little more.
Now, listen, Abner, you've got to change your way of thinking, because at the trial tomorrow, it's you that's got to convince me that you ain't guilty, not the other way around. See, I'm the justice of the peace. I'll be presiding in the case.
I don't know. That's going to be awful hard to do. Squire, do you think I got a chance at all? Well, Abner, my only advice to you is this. Be honest. When you get on the witness stand, say only what you actually believe. Uh-oh, I'm running. Well, I've got to run along, man. I've got some business matters to take care of over the place. Hope you have good luck at the trial tomorrow, Abner.
Yeah, much obliged, Squire.
Yeah, much obliged, Squire. So long. Oh, and to think I could have got out of all this whole thing for just $100.
Now, don't say that again, Abner. You just pull yourself together, and you won't have no trouble at all.
No,
Anybody could whip a ignoramus like Ari Hodgkins when it comes to legal stuff.
Well, I sure hope so, Lum, as long as you're handling it.
When we spring all that stuff on him that I studied up, you'll be so surprised he won't know which way to turn. Wait a minute. That was our ring.
Yeah, that's one good thing about it. He don't know what our defense is. we got him there, ain't we?
Hello, jot him down, store. Lum-n-abner talking.
That old Lum surprises me.
Oh, yeah, Ari. Yeah, I just called to tell you I've set your trial for tomorrow. Yeah, are you all set for it? Well, good. Have you got a lawyer? Oh, you have? Yesterday, huh? Who'd you get? Well, I'll be dead blamed.
Who's he got, Lum? Somebody from Philadelphia?
No, worse than that.
Huh?
He's hired Squire Skimp.
Well, with Squire Skimp as the opposing attorney, and with all secrets being revealed to him, prospects for a happy trial are even gloomier than Abner anticipated. So join us on our next regular visit down in Pine Ridge.
You think they'd know better than to talk to Squire Skimp. June 5th, 1945, Lum-n-Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here. And if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. You can hear our shows on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, wherever you are around the world. Gosh, we even have listeners in Poland. I didn't know that. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And, of course, you can find my webpage, which is classicradio.stream. You can stream the shows there as well. Learn more about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can contact me there, and you can even buy me a cool, refreshing Dr. Pepper just by going to classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.